Those developer bastards are gonna pay for canceling my game.
That's the best I got. Duke Nukem D-Day, also known as Men of Valor, was supposed to be a third-person shooter and Duke's first appearance on the PS2. Development started in 1999, and after 4 long years, it was cancelled in 2003. Now, 4 years isn't exactly a short dev cycle. I mean, it is in Duke Nukem years, but still, point is, it's not surprising that D-Day went through a bunch of different builds over time. And thanks to a recent leak, we now have the most up-to-date version of the game. Full disclosure, I was never a Duke Nukem fan growing up. It just wasn't on my radar. I'm hoping to change that on my other channel, GemQuest, where I cover old PC games. Links in the description if you're curious. But today, we're diving into this weird, unfinished prototype, because honestly, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. The build has 12 levels, or, well, the bones of 12 levels. The full plot hasn't leaked, but Duke Nukem co-creator George Broussard once said that the game would have had Duke travel back in time to World War II. His mission? Stop the Nazis, who were being helped by aliens, presumably the same ones who shot up his ride. It's a dumb idea, but a fun kind of dumb, and very on brand for Duke Nukem. Also, this was early 2000s, before World War II games really took off with stuff like Medal of Honor and Brothers in Arms, so the timing could have been perfect. But then I actually played this build, and yeah, I can see why the game never came out. It's a third-person shooter, but weirdly, it borrows its movement from the old Tomb Raider games. You can strafe, run in all directions, and then you jump, and it's like, oh, it's that kind of game. The jumps are slow, stiff. It's like it was made with the Tomb Raider puzzle solving in mind, but it's not. There are no puzzles. The levels are just kind of there. Now, I know it's unfinished, but isn't level design one of the first things you build out? Like, you start with the structure and the flow, where you want the player to go, how the enemies are placed, what the pacing feels like, all that kind of good stuff. But then I play this, and I get the feeling it's more or less what they were already going for. But then I play this, and it just feels like it's kind of finished, like the level design. And what's here is a mess. It's terrible. It's not fun. I don't like it. I don't want to play it anymore. Thankfully, it is short, but we're going to go through some of the levels and the features and see what's in here. I think one of the worst parts about this whole thing is how many dead ends there are, empty rooms that might have random pickups, if you're lucky. It really just feels more like a PS1 game than something made for the PS2. Now, I know it was supposed to be an early PS2 game, but still, it was supposed to be next gen, but it just feels stuck in the past. But enough yapping, let me tell you about it. So the first level takes place in a strip club. Of course, it's actually one of the few levels with NPCs as well. And yeah, you can shoot them, but they vanish instantly. You can also use the bathroom, but just be warned, if you start the animation, it takes forever and you cannot cancel it. Now, this is actually one of the more complete levels. It's got some finished textures, enemy placements that feel almost final, and alien enemies sprinkled in. But the combat, when you actually start playing, yeah, it's real bad. Every level you start with a Desert Eagle that has infinite ammo. You just hold or tap X to shoot. It'll auto-aim into whatever's in front of you, and that's it. There is a strafe and even a Max Payne style side dive, which is cool in theory, but there's no real aiming. There's not just no aiming, there's no impact. The shooting just feels awful. Maybe they plan to rework it later, I don't know, but what's here, it's bad. Like, actually not fun bad. It's funny because we always hear about these canceled games and we're thinking, oh man, that sounds great, that sounds awesome, I want to play that, why did they cancel that? But sometimes, like my girlfriend said on our first night together, some things are better left to the imagination. Level 2 is called Rooftops. There's a cool helicopter in it and some scripted destruction, but the physics are janky and the level made me motion sick. Then you play a Matrix parody level that copies the lobby shootout scene. It's goofy and I kinda love it. Now, there's no destruction in the game, except for this level. There's columns that actually explode when you shoot them, and it actually looks really nice. Next level is a Wolfenstein-style level set in a Nazi dungeon, complete with wooden doors, uniforms, and a friendly NPC who doesn't move or interact whatsoever. Duke also has a backpack here and a different outfit on. Changing outfits for different levels was something even modern games don't really bother doing, so to see it here is really cool. Next level is a little European village. Peaceful, except for the aliens moaning in the background. There's also tanks that shoot at you, but you can't blow them up. After that, there's a bridge level called Bridge, because there's a bridge in the level, and it's got a working jetpack. It's janky, but hey, props for the ambition. Next level is called Embassy. Do you want to take a guess as to why? That's because there's a mech in it, and also an embassy. Now the mech, I don't know how to kill it, but it does fire at you, and it doesn't really kill you. I don't know, it's cool though, it's a Nazi mech, so that's fun. Level after that is a Normandy beach-style turret segment with enemy planes and some kind of rock music I can't identify. It's really bugging me. I don't know, this sounds so familiar. Does anyone know what band this is? It feels like copyrighted music. I'm not doing another take. Anyway, figure out what this music is and let me know in the comments. Next level is a D-Day level, which this was before all the games were doing D-Day, so it was original then, so it's kind of cool. It's a cool idea. There's also a giant death ray that's shooting at you, and I couldn't destroy it. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because this is a prototype of a game, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's kind of weird because I think you were meant to blow it up in the final game because there's a massive rocket launcher here, but there's no enemies. So I assume in the final game there would have been like all these enemies and all this action going on. But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool idea. Next level is a bomber turret section. It's very unfinished, and I think you do. I don't need to say that. You can just use your eyes. Then finally, there's another one of those complete levels. There's enemies, working textures, smoke effects after shooting. It's rough, but you can sort of see what it might have been. The things like the smoking gun are just kind of these cool ideas that the game had, especially novel at the time, and you can see what they were going for, even if it, of course, didn't pan out. The last level takes place on a UFO. It's dark, confusing, and there's both alien and human enemies. For some reason, though, the human enemies here don't look like your typical Nazis. Maybe this was when you jump back to the present day? It's hard to say, I'm not quite sure. I totally understand why this project got scrapped, but it's still a fascinating piece of gaming history. Would I recommend playing it, or even checking it out? No, not at all. Not unless you're a huge Duke Nukem fan. But it was fun to explore and see what was up. I'm always curious about these kind of weird projects and leaks that go on. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.
Ribbed for her pleasure. Ribbed for her pleasure.